What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including AEW In Panic Mode, Renee Young gets major heat from WWE fans, Keith Lee is unhappy in WWE, Mandy Rose forming a stable on NXT, CM Punk is blacklisted by WWE, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks at AEW being quite worried. Now, topping today's news is a potential COVID crisis for All Elite Wrestling concerning its upcoming live events. As COVID cases continue to flare up, is AEW President Tony Khan going into panic mode? In an exclusive story, Bodyslam.net's Cassidy Haynes is reporting, "While speaking to sources within, I was told that AEW is extremely concerned about the recent surge in COVID cases, possibly disrupting their events for Chicago, New York City, St. Louis, and beyond. Over the last week, discussions have ramped up internally as COVID cases have begun to explode across the country. This has caused AEW to begin conversations about what to do if there is a shutdown, up to and including a potential prolonged return to Daly's Place in Jacksonville once again. AEW's rumored signings of Daniel Bryan and CM Punk have the promotion ready to take the business to the next level, but a return to quarantine could cause the promotion a significant loss in revenue. Keep in mind that AEW has stated it is operated in the red due to its investments in its AEW Games division, and the payroll cost for Punk and/or Danielson will be harder to recoup if there's no live event attendance." Haynes added, "Additionally, I was told that it's an all-hands-on-deck type situation currently, but ultimately Tony has to make a decision about what is right for the talent, staff, and especially the fans. With the CDC now recommending national mask guidelines, the concern is that it's only a matter of time before they recommend the banning of large gatherings." AEW's All Out show in Chicago is rumored to be the site for CM Punk's debut in the promotion, and just a few weeks later, AEW has a major show in New York City at the Arthur Ashe Stadium where Bryan Danielson may debut. However, as Haynes explained, one or both shows might not happen. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot has recently said the number of Chicago's daily cases reported could necessitate the reinstatement of city mask mandate, as well as other potential restrictions. As for New York, the city will now require its municipal workers to get vaccinated or they'll face weekly COVID tests. At this point, it's too early to tell whether or not the shows will take place, but AEW has to have serious concerns about its return to live events being put on hold again. While the promotion did surprisingly well during the pandemic, it does not have the major cash reserves that WWE has, and as such it could face some bad times if live events are put on hold again. Next up is John Cena staying in the WWE after SummerSlam. It's the summer of Cena as John Cena is making the most of his time off between his busy Hollywood schedule. While the conventional wisdom is that Cena will bow out of the WWE after SummerSlam, a recent report from Sportskeeda noted John Cena is advertised for a post-SummerSlam show. While the 16-time world champion may merely be sticking around for one more appearance, fans are bound to wonder how much longer Cena plans on sticking around. Next up, Sasha Banks returning soon. Where's Sasha Banks? The former SmackDown Women's Champion hasn't been on television since the first post-WrestleMania episode of SmackDown, and while there's no word on whether she's taking time off, Sportskeeda has information on when the fans of the Boss can expect her back, noting Banks was recently listed as one of the featured stars of this year's SummerSlam on the WWE official website. Sportskeeda's Philippa Maria added, "The Boss isn't currently scheduled to be part of any episodes of SmackDown heading into SummerSlam, but is advertised for a number of post-show episodes at the beginning of September. Banks is advertised to appear at the September 3rd show in Jacksonville, Florida. The Boss is also scheduled to be part of the September Super Edition of SmackDown at MSG. It'll be great to see the Boss come back. Are you guys looking forward to a return? Let us know in the comments down below." Next up, Renee Young has major heat. It looks like Renee Young has stirred up controversy due to comments she recently made about how AEW treats its fans differently than the WWE treats their fans. During a recent episode of our Oral Sessions podcast, the former WWE announcer commented, "They, AEW, don't treat their fans stupid, in terms of not knowing what this is, and we're gonna beat you over the head to make sure you understand it. I understand the reasoning of why they do that, obviously, but I think with smart fans and the way that people have access to looking into information that they might not know and being able to connect the dots themselves, I think that there's something really cool about that people like to have that sense of discovery, rather than being talked to like they don't understand." Not unexpectedly, WWE fans have expressed their discontent. Well, a polite way of saying some of them have gone apeshit, but is she wrong about how the WWE treats its fans? Don't they sometimes dumb it down way too much? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Keith Lee is not happy in WWE. Now, Keith Lee has been back in the WWE for just 2 weeks following a 5-month absence, and he's reportedly already unhappy with the promotion. Lee has lost 2 weeks in a row since he returned to the WWE, and Alvarez commented on the Wrestling Observer Radio saying, "All I know is that yesterday, Keith Lee tweeted something which he later deleted, which said something to the effect of 'gone 7 months and virtually squashed my first 2 weeks back,' or something like that. That one got deleted." Interestingly, there's a report from Fightful Select that Cross was scheduled to lose his second match with Jeff Hardy, a bizarre move considering it would have been only the NXT champion's second match on Raw. Since Jeff had to bow out because of being positive for COVID-19, the match was replaced with Cross vs Lee. Now, Lee has tweeted that he's going to inform the fans on the reason for his lengthy absence. You may recall earlier reports that Vince McMahon lost interest in Lee as a top star and that he was one of several wrestlers sent for extra training at the Performance Center due to Vince McMahon's dissatisfaction with their in-ring work. One story that bears mentioning is that the Limitless One filed to trademark his name, something which the WWE had been trying to do. Lee reportedly has not given consent to the WWE, which means the company cannot trademark his name. Likewise, Lee's fiancée Mia Yim is said to be in the same situation, filing to trademark her name while the WWE was trying to get her to sign the rights over to the promotion. Next up, CM Punk has been blacklisted by WWE. As rumors continue to fly that CM Punk is headed to AEW, fans are asking how officials in the WWE feel about Punk going to their new rival. In an exclusive story, Ringside News informed readers that it asked around about the general feeling of CM Punk going to AEW. We were told by someone pretty high up in the company that WWE has no interest in CM Punk and even less for Phil Brooks as a human being. Additionally, we were told, let him be their headache. Those are direct quotes that we received upon questioning. Considering the WWE's contentious relationship with Punk, it's easy to believe the company is happy he chose to sign elsewhere, but you can't help but also wonder if the WWE is also trying to minimize the bad publicity of a major free agent signing with another promotion. It should prove fascinating how they react if Bryan Danielson signs with AEW. Next up, Mandy Rose forming a stable. Now that Mandy Rose is back on NXT, fans are wondering what the WWE's Golden Goddess is up to. While NXT isn't rushing Rose's return with any major storylines, there is already discussion amongst the fans and wrestling pundits that Rose is forming an all-female stable. Ringside News summarized what happened recently on NXT saying, Rose was caught having a conversation with Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. Once Rose noticed that they were being filmed, she shooed away the camera. Everyone in the scene gave the camera a dirty look as well. Now this could be a good move for Mandy as she was doing next to nothing on Raw since being drafted to SmackDown. A disappointing situation as she's been prominently featured on the Blue brand with both her storyline romance with Otis and her feud with Sonya Deville. And finally, an AEW star thanks Triple H. Last but not least, Triple H just turned 52 on Tuesday. Seriously, man looks fantastic for 52. And as you might expect, a number of people took to social media to congratulate him on his milestone, including current AEW wrestler Andrade. Andrade tweeted a picture of him, Zelina Vega and Triple H from Andrade's reign as NXT champion along with the following message. Happy birthday, sir, tagging in Triple H. Thank you for everything. Although Andrade would hold the US Championship, some fans saw his run on the main roster as a major disappointment. Regardless, Andrade seems to appreciate what Triple H did for him during this time on the Black and Gold brand, a situation fans have seen with other wrestlers who were poorly booked on the main roster but still thankful to Triple H for their time in NXT. But there you have it guys, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.